Today, New York City had an earthquake of 4.8 magnitude. And by New York, I mean really New Jersey. Let me just pull up this article real quick. So, what happened was around I'd say it was maybe 10:30, everything started shaking. So there's some videos here of people's houses. Asked with permission, of course. Oh, let me turn off the lo-fi. It was definitely, these videos are from New Jersey. But it's freaky because we don't usually get earthquakes.
On the East Coast occur in the last century. So I immediately directed my emergency management team, the second we received word of this, to start doing damage assessments. Any life.
The surprising thing is,
and finding out
nobody died.
Bridges or tunnels that are compromised.
No buildings fell. It's very, very interesting. Yeah, 11:02. So it's what are you supposed to do in an earthquake when you haven't been trained on this, right? So let's go through the article a little bit. Then we'll I do have a story about where I was during the 4.8 magnitude earthquake. In New York, a 4.8 magnitude earthquake recorded in New Jersey that shook residents in surrounding areas on Friday morning was one of the strongest in the state history. The trembler reported about 5 miles north of White House Station, New Jersey, about 10:23. Okay, I was close. I thought it was 11. Calm down. Not that serious. Friday, according to the United States Geological Survey, the epicenter was about 45 miles from New York City, where residents reported shaking furniture and floors. Earthquakes in this region are uncommon but not unexpected. It's likely people near the epicenter are going to feel aftershocks for this earthquake, a 2 to 3, which there was a couple. I think there was just one aftershock that I felt. Paul Erie, a seismologist at the Earthquake Hazards Program, told reporters, "In terms of our operations, this is a routine earthquake." This is a fucking planned earthquake. This is regular routine. All right, I'll leave him alone. Immediately, we knew this would be a high interest and important to people who don't feel earthquakes a lot. People reported feeling the shaking as far as Maine, Virginia. Those in the affected areas should listen to local emergency officials and be prepared to seek cover if aftershocks occur. So when this happened, I was just outside my job and I did not take any precautions whatsoever. I was just like, okay. I didn't take it as serious as maybe other people would. If you feel shaking, drop cover and hold. We have activated our state emergency operations center. Please do not call 911 unless you have an actual emergency. In New Jersey, President Joe Biden spoke with Murphy about the earthquake in the White House. Everything's under control, Biden told reporters. He didn't have to do anything. He's not too concerned about it, the governor of New Jersey. So things are all right. New York Governor Kathy Hochul said the quake was felt throughout New York and officials are assessing impacts and potential damage. All right, her team. She's pretty old. In Yonkers, things shook but no injuries. A few moments ago, an entire house shook for about 25 seconds or so in New Jersey. We're still investigating. 4.0 magnitude aftershock. Yes, this is what I felt. Officials in New York, New Jersey alerted residents to an aftershock Monday evening, nearly 8 hours after the earthquake. A 4.0 aftershock slammed New Jersey at 6. Yeah, that's about right. About 4 miles west of Gladstone, New York's emergency notification system. The aftershock minutes later, urging people to remain inside and call 911. Hochul said there were no reports of serious damage after the aftershock. Say that 3 times fast. And officials were continuing to assess critical infrastructure. The aftershock Monday evening was the least of the third they recorded. So there was 3. A 36% chance of aftershocks at a 3.0 magnitude or higher, an 8% chance of aftershocks at 4.0 or higher, a 1% chance at 5 or higher over the next week. How do you even... what math How do you, an 8% chance of aftershock? How do you even do that math? USGS scientists said informal observations can be a big help in understanding earthquakes. We encourage people to fill out a "Did you feel it?" on our website. Fuck it, we'll do that. Said Sarah McBride, a scientist. This citizen science project is critical in terms of building our knowledge around earthquakes. By mid-afternoon Friday, the agency said it received more than 161,000 reports. The best thing you could do is relieve any unsettling feelings you might have is to learn how to protect yourself. Man getting vasectomy during earthquake recounts experience. Hold up. This is going to be some funny shit. The surgeon sort of froze, and all of us seemed a bit confused. Even when the surgeon said that's got to be an earthquake, I thought he was joking. Imagine getting your nuts cut, and the whole world just fucking shakes. That's actually fucking awesome. Alan's doctor was able to resume the procedure after a pause, and the rest went off without a hitch. Now recovering at home, Alan said it's an experience no one will forget. My wife says it's a clear, obvious sign we should not have any more kids. That's actually so funny. Somebody thought it was an explosion. How common is this? I mean, you know, it's a fucking earthquake. There's a fucking earthquake. Massachusetts, it felt like a plane crashed. Jersey was one of the strongest to ever impact. Okay. They really dragged this news article. I don't really care about New Jersey. They're good. They'll be fine. It was scary. Quake rattled shelves in Brooklyn bodega. Julio Mello, a deli worker, said he thought the streets of the earthquake resembled those of a large truck going down the street. Which is what people at my job said too. They thought it was like a truck. It wasn't a truck. I looked at my employee and he had the same tragic face on as me. It was scary. This is like a big map of the earthquake. So it was like over here. And like this is the city. So it's actually kind of far. Yeah, see, it was like, this is where. So it was like 4.8 from here. So you got to assume this might have been like a 4.2. Maybe. Yeah, so. This is what tripped me out. So I'm at my job, right? And normally I don't do this. But today I decided to do a favor because things were overscheduled and this and that. So I wound up building a barbecue because at my job we offer barbecue and delivery and all that. So I figured, let me build the barbecue before we go out so we could bring it to someone's house. So I'm out on my knees and I'm building this barbecue. And like the screw fell out of my hand. I'm like, oh shit, I dropped the screw. And I go to like grab the screw. And like I felt the world was shaking a little bit. Like very weird. But like also you kind of think it might be in your head. Or maybe you didn't eat enough. Or something like that. You think it might be like a bodily issue. So I'm like, alright, fuck it. So I take the screwdriver. I put the screw in. And I look up. And mind you, we're just on the sidewalk of this block building this barbecue. And like people are running out of their houses like, oh my god, it's an earthquake, it's an earthquake. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm looking around and like everyone's freaking out like Grand Theft Auto NPCs. Like they're just running. It was so surreal. So I look over and my boss is like, did you know there was an earthquake? I'm like, no. I mean, this is like a little shake, but apparently like everybody was freaking out and all that. And I really didn't care because I had to build this barbecue. And it didn't really affect me that much. So like I felt like the main character like in a zombie movie. Like when the zombies are attacking, like one of the zombies turned in someone's house and everyone's running out and behind them they had the zombie. And the main character was like, huh, this isn't good, we gotta go. Like they have no idea, but they immediately get turned on to the idea of it happening. It was just fucking so weird. Apparently, like in my shop, like all the pipes and everything was shaking, and everyone was like, ah! And then the aftershock happened. It was just like a little. It was like nothing. It's a 4.0 apparently, but it feels like nothing really. But yeah, that's the fucking earthquake that happened. That the world is freaking out over and making memes. So I mean, there was a bigger one about like 13 years ago in September. So I mean, I guess a lot of people I don't know. A lot of people are anarchists. Like, oh, it was the eclipse, and the eclipse is the reason there was an earthquake. I don't think the eclipse has anything to do with it. It might, but not everyone's a fucking scientist, and it's annoying. Like it's a good parallel, right? But the moon and the sun going like this shouldn't affect the Earth, I would think. But whatever. Again, I'm not a scientist.